from an undisclosed location in the Great Western Desert in the land of the free and autonomous Native American people. The 2024 presidential campaign needs time to return all US land back to their rights owners. This is the Benzyme Podcast. Techno-communism will win.
We have an answer to our question now. Write a fictionalized account of the entire planet converting to a moneyless system. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. The year was 2050, and the world had just emerged from a devastating series of economic and environmental crises. The previous decade had seen the collapse of several major economies, as well as widespread famine, disease, and environmental disasters. It was clear that the existing economic and political systems were failing, and a new way of organizing society was needed. In response to this crisis, a global movement emerged for the abolition of money and the creation of a new moneyless society. At first, many dismissed the idea as utopian, but as the crises continued, the people began to see the failures of the old system and the movement gained momentum. The transition was not without its challenges. Many people were skeptical of the idea of a moneyless society and feared the loss of their jobs and their ability to provide for themselves and their families. But as the movement gained momentum and more people became involved, it became clear that a new equitable system was necessary. The first step in the transition was the creation of local community-based economies where goods and services were provided based on need rather than on the ability to pay. This was followed by the creation of regional and national economies, all operating on the principles of sharing and cooperation rather than competition. As the moneyless system took hold, people began to experience a new sense of freedom and possibility. They were no longer bound by the need to work in order to survive, and instead were able to focus on pursuing their passions and interests. The sense of community and cooperation that emerged as a result of the new system was also transformative, and people reported feeling more connected to their neighbors and their community than ever before. There were still challenges to be faced, of course. That's almost boilerplate for ChatGPT. There were still challenges to be faced, of course. The transition required a massive shift in the way people thought about the world and their place in it. And it was not always easy for people to let go of old habits and ways of thinking. But as time went on, the benefits of the new system became increasingly clear, and more people came to embrace it. In the end, the transition to a moneyless society was not without its difficulties, but it proved to be the key to a new era of peace, prosperity, and cooperation for all of humanity. So Siri says, moneyless system is a go.
And nobody listens to me. I keep trying to tell people, they're like,